means it's time for you to come on in the room. Come on in the room. Come on in here, saints and ain'ts. It is time for Free Me Friday, a podcast where we get real, raw, and relevant. Ain't that right, Pinky? She said yes. All right, listen. We are on episode, I don't know, but we've been doing them, and I hope you've been watching. And if you haven't been watching, or if this is your first time watching, I need you to like, comment, and subscribe. I know you're like, I'm tired of these podcasts. Everybody need a podcast. Everybody talk. But this one ain't that, okay? This one ain't that. This is where we get a little ignorant, but we love the Lord. This is a podcast where we get free on a Friday. You might get your healing, you might get your deliverance in a very uncommon kind of way. All I know is I need you to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm a little excited. Me and Pinky. Pinky, you excited? She said yes. Me and Pinky are excited because we have a We got a guest. And no, I did not kidnap them. They are not here against their will. It was voluntary. It was voluntary. And you know, it is very, very significant in light of homecoming that just passed not too long ago. My next guest is very familiar with the college life. Very familiar with the college life. Y'all know homecoming just passed not too long ago. And I myself never got into the whole sorority thing, the whole college life. I never went to college parties, or I don't know nothing about on-campus living because I was too busy selling dope. I was too busy slapping chicks and swinging around poles. So I never went to college. I think I did because it was part of my parole. I'm just kidding. I think I did take some classes at a community college, but I have never been to a university or HBCU, and it actually was a desire of mine. And I've heard so many stories. About college living, especially about the ratchetness after class. I heard a lot about that. I heard a lot about the ratchetness in the college life. And it intrigued me, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to figure out how you get your degree and you was on drugs. You know what I'm saying? When I hear about all the stuff that y'all do in college and at these parties and in these sororities and these fraternities, I'm trying to figure out, how did you graduate Sam Kulani and you was doing the Uchi Coochie with the professor? I didn't understand. Everybody I know that went to college was on crack. So it always intrigued me. And you know, I never did it, and I do desire. And one thing about college that I do love, you can go whenever you want. So anybody that's old like me, that's like, I really want to go to college. One thing about it, you can go at any time. I see a lot of inspirational testimonies of people that went in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s. I think it was not too long ago that a lady in her 60s had graduated. So the good thing about it, I don't want you to feel like it passed you away, because like I said, it was a desire of mine, and it still is a desire. I still might go on and play in them people's face a little bit. I don't know, you know. But anywho, now before I introduce today's guest, I want to say that she is near and dear to my little heart. She is now my spiritual daughter, my mentee, and an armor bearer of mine. I met her in her Yes Jesus era. However, she's walking with the Lord now, but she wasn't always saved, sanctified, and Holy Ghost filled, especially in college. And we're going to dive into that. So, ladies and gentlemen, help me introduce to some Miss Aaliyah. What's up, girl?
Hey.
So I want to introduce Aaliyah.
Hey, thank you for having me on the show.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show. So, you know, like I said, I've met you in your Jesus era.
Yes,
I met
ma'am.
you when you decided that you wanted to make a change.
Yes.
And the Lord sent you into my life. And I'm so glad he did, because I love you, little grasshopper.
I love you too.
However, before we get to who you were in college, tell me a little bit about your upbringing.
Little bit about my upbringing. I was raised by my mother and my father to a certain extent. I have 2 sisters. I have 2 brothers. Getting straight to the point, we was not raised in a church.
Where y'all was raised at?
So my dad believed in Buddha.
Hold up, Swallow! Hold up, Pinky, you heard
What they do?
Black people talk to Buddha?
Black people talk.
I thought that was just Tina Turner when she was Nameo Horenge Kyo.
Listen, let's get into it.
Wait, black people be with Buddha?
Black people be with Buddha.
I did not know that was a thing because, again, for all of you who are movie watchers and you watch What's Love Got to Do with It, What's Love Got to Do with It, we saw the late Tina Turner convert from Christianity into Buddhism, and I thought that was just her. I didn't know us's
Black people in Memphis, Tennessee.
and she was from Nutbush City. It's Tennessee. Stay out of Tennessee. Stay out of Tennessee. Stay out of Tennessee. They eating people and worshiping Buddha. Okay, so noted. We're not going to Tennessee. All righty. So you grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, and you were raised Buddhist?
Yes, the principles of Buddha. I knew more principles of Buddha before I knew more principles of Christianity. Like when we wake up in the morning, before we could go somewhere, we would have to wake up and all pray as a family. Well, the prayer for us would be chanting. So Christians call it an altar, but for Buddha it's called a gohonzon. It's a gohonzon, so it's basically an altar. You have a light inside of it, and inside of it is a piece of paper. I don't know, it looked like Japanese writing, Chinese writing, and my daddy would always tell us it's some eyes somewhere in there. Search on the paper, and when you find the eyes, lock in.
Halloween just passed, and it's giving horror stories.
What they do?
Find the eyes.
You find the eyes on the paper, lock in, and start chanting.
So how did the chant go? What is chanting?
Chanting is basically what Tina Turner did. So starting off, what he would do, he would light an incense. He had a bell. He would tap it. Every time he tapped it, it would go like, Nam yo ho ring yang.
Not this bell. Don't you pervert my bell. Not this bell. Not this bell. That devil is a lie. He had a bell.
And I think he would say it like.
Hold on. Pause. I am very, very intrigued about this because there's somebody who is watching and they are confused because us Blaxicans, this is new to us. Note to everybody that's watching, don't go to Tennessee. Okay, because in Tennessee they got bells. Now I got a bell, but this bell is an introduction of my ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. I got a guest today, so I got bell and bull. It's giving horror nights.
It was definitely crazy, actually. And we wouldn't do it for like 10, 15 minutes. It would be at least an hour. So he would start off saying it, like he would say it real slow 3 times. And it was like this certain type of position we had to sit in. We had to hold our hands like this, and he had Buddha beads. And once he got done saying it 3 times, he was like, lift his hand up so we can tune in with him. So we would be chanting it like real fast, like, Nam yo ho ringe ko, 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 nam yo.
Okay, all right, listen, we don't need you to invoke no spirits. We don't need Santa Claus to show. Hey, the blood, hey, the blood. We don't say it too many times. So y'all would have to chant.
For at least an hour as a family, yes.
Every day.
We wouldn't chant every day, but with him, it was like every day. If we would go out as a family, like some days, on the weekends, he was like, y'all come on, chant with me. Like,
and this was your norm? This was your upbringing? This was
my norm, yes.
And this was what was right to you? This is what you knew?
It was never right to me.
Okay, let's talk about that.
It was never right to me. So once I finally met my grandmama, she started taking us to the church. I can't tell you one thing that I learned in that church, but I knew, okay, what I'm doing at home, it don't feel right. But in this church, in this atmosphere, it feels right. So I remember one Sunday, the man was like, "Do anybody want to get saved or whatever?" And I never seen that before. Like, I didn't know what being baptized was. So I asked my grandma, I'm like, "Grandma, what are they doing?" And she told me, and I was like, "Okay, like, I want to get baptized." So I snuck and got baptized. Somehow my daddy had found out, and he got like real upset. To him, it was like I betrayed him.
Mm.
I remember him having a conversation with my mom. He was like, "Why would she want to go listen to another man? She came from my ball sack. I'm not gonna lead her wrong." And so after that, he still tried to push chanting on me. So this last time before we sat down and actually chanted, I told my sister, I said, "Girl, I don't believe in this." I said, "So when we sit down and when we chant, we not gonna get in position." And she was like, "Okay." So he rang the bell and he notioned us to come on. And he looked at us and he was like, "What y'all doing?" I said, "I don't believe in this."
And how did that turn out?
He just said, "Okay," but him and my mama definitely discussed some things later on.
Mm-hmm. So your upbringing was into Buddhism, okay? And that's what you knew as a child, as a teenager.
Yes.
Now let's talk about college. So when you got into college, you went into college technically a Buddhist.
No, because by that time my parents had split.
Okay.
I would go to church here and there, like with my best friend, but we would just go because they cooking at church. Well, for me, I'm not gonna lie. Food, candy, Christmas party, let's go. It's
Forgive her,
Freaky
Lord.
Friday. We being real.
Forgive her, Lord. Forgive her, Lord. She didn't mean it.
I was going for the food. I was going for fun.
Right.
I didn't know Jesus for real, for real.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you didn't know Jesus, but you knew Buddha.
But I knew Buddha.
Okay. So what college did you pick?
I went to the Tennessee State University, TSU. Yes, party school, turn up.
Oh wow, rep your
But we
city.
still get degrees, okay?
Well, I don't know how you got your, but so why did you pick that one?
Honestly, I was sitting down in my mama room. I did not want to go to college. First of all, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about
A
it.
lot of us don't want to go to college. A lot of us go to college either to leave our hometown or our mama said, "Oh, you got to get up out my house." And that's what my mom told me. She said, "Well, you got to get up out my house. You got to leave from Memphis." She said, "I want you to explore the world." But I said, "I want to go to hair school." And she told me, "Hair don't make money right now. But I do want you to leave the city." And so my sister went to TSU and we like money in class. So I'm like, cool, okay, whatever, I go to TSU.
So that's what sparked that decision.
Just that. Like,
Just that.
my mama said I got to go.
So it wasn't a dream school. It
No.
wasn't nothing like that. So for me, again, remember I was selling dope. Okay.
Won't they do?
You was still talking to Buddha and Pampers. I was selling dope and swinging from poles around this time. But when college was on my mind, I had a dream school. And my dream school was Spelman.
Aw.
How ironic. Because I was in LA and now I live in Atlanta where Spelman is housed here. So that was my dream school. But for you, TSU wasn't necessarily a dream school.
Not at
It
all.
just, my sister went here and I got to get out of Memphis.
So I'm about to go.
Okay, so now we at TSU.
Yeah, TSU.
I got a question. How did once you got there, let me
Yes.
ask you this. Did the turn up start right away or did you just try to figure out your degree, your career?
So, okay. The turn up started right away. Going into college, when I was in high school, they had like this program where you go to school for 2 years for free, and I believe that's really why my mama pushed me as well. But the turn up started right away. Your first weekend, you got freshman week. They got parties lined up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Let me ask you this. Did you go in wanting to turn up or did you feel pressured? Were there some things that you was like, I don't know if I really want to do that, but you had people around you that was like, girl, come on.
I am a type of person, I'm just gonna go with the flow. Like, I didn't think nothing of it. Like, okay, cool. It just,
No red flags, nothing in your shanana that was like, nah, I don't want to do that.
I didn't know nothing about a Shana Na spirit. God
What's
talking to me.
shanana?
I didn't know nothing about that. I went to a boot camp and it's like, okay, y'all, this what we doing, this what we doing. It is what it is.
So what's some of the things that you did? And we're talking about turn-ups.
Okay.
And be honest for a freshman that's watching.
For some freshmen that are watching.
As they're coming in, because you said the first week is freshman week.
The first week is freshman week.
Okay. So how does that look?
It looks like that you are fresh meat on the playground. It's no longer mama and daddy calling you. It's no longer you got to be in the house by this time. It's no longer watch where you going. Baby, y'all are fish in a big pond. It's seniors, it's sophomores, it's juniors, it's people that's not even in college, grown folks, that is outside of the freshman dorm room waiting for you. Waiting. They know what fresh meat look like. They can smell it. You naive. If you anything like me, I was kind of sheltered in. And then, honestly, my experience wasn't even with me. So.
Wait, hold up. We're not going to skate past this. It's freshman week.
Freshman week.
You going to parties every single day.
Every day.
And then now it's time to experiment with some college life.
Yes.
And the first experiment was not with men.
No. Listen, so I was not as experienced with men as my other peers was. Mm-hmm. So I was naive. I was green.
Okay.
It's like, okay, ooh, this boy like me. What's up? Let's go. Mm-hmm. Type situation.
So you were getting ran through?
Listen. Listen, no, I was not getting ran through. Okay, let's be real. Where we at, camera? So I would like to describe me as, at this point, I was a talkative whore. 304, okay? I was a talkative hoe. My friends would tell you that I was the hoe out of the friend group. But it didn't just start like that. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm cute. This boy want to talk to me. Okay, what's good? You going to take me out? Let's go.
Okay.
My freshman year, I had sex with one guy, okay? I had sex with one guy, but I was talking to a lot of guys. My sophomore year is, I was smelling myself. And there was this guy on campus. He sell dope. He was a plug or whatever. And I thought that he really liked me, really wanted to get to know me. Until one night, we had hung out a couple of times before. We were driving around the city or whatever. And one night, he hit me up, and I just thought this was going to be a regular night where we just driving around the city or whatever. But this man, he stayed at another campus. He went to another school. So he took me there, and he raped me. Yeah. He took me there, and he raped me. And what was so crazy about it, we wasn't alone in the room. It was somebody else in the room. And where do I even start? People probably think oh, why didn't you scream? Why didn't you say nothing? I don't know why not. It was a silent fight. He was on, I don't know if he was on pills, drinking lean or whatever, but I was no, stop, nah. But he was built buff, and he was hovering over me. So it's it was nothing I could do.
You said there was somebody else in the room.
It was somebody else in the room. He was sleeping. He was sleeping in the room.
And your body wouldn't allow you to scream?
Say nothing at all. I literally just laid there.
So I want to pause right there because not just women in college that are experienced. I hear a lot about that too. It's not always about turning up. I hear a lot of horror stories about what happens in college as well. And I never went to college, but I have been raped. And so for somebody that's watching, male or female, because it happens to both. When you said, I didn't know why I didn't say anything, why I didn't, it was a silent scream. There are some people who feel that guilt, like I should have did something, I should have said something. But if I can go back, it just triggered me because it took me back to the times that I was molested and raped. The first time I was ever molested, I was molested at 8 years old by my babysitter's son. I never screamed. I said ouch because it was hurting, but I never screamed. Because sometimes your body goes into a shock, like it's almost like an outer body experience. And then when I was 12, I was raped by my neighbor. The babysitter, he just stuck fingers and toys inside of me. He never penetrated me with himself. But the neighbor actually penetrated, and I never screamed. I never screamed. And I don't think I ever talked about that when you said it was just a silent scream. I couldn't do anything. I think that our mind and our body, our spirit just goes into shock sometimes. And there's somebody that's watching who feels like almost shame that they didn't scream, almost embarrassment, almost feeling like they let themselves down because I should have said something, I should have did something. But I just wanted to pause for a second and tell somebody who might get triggered by that to let you know that, first of all, that's a normal reaction. A lot of people don't fight and scream and bite and kick and whatever. Sometimes your body goes into shock. And there's a young lady or a young man who is literally in their dorm watching this and saying, oh my God, that just happened to me. So what was your mindset after that? How did you feel? Did that change things for you?
That changed me a lot. That's honestly where I became a whore. So instead of running away from sex, I ran to sex. Why? I have the slightest, I'm not going to say I've had the slightest idea. I was never a type of person, I wasn't raised to express my feelings or anything like that. So it's just like with sex, that's the way I began to communicate. Like if I felt frustrated, sad, mad, happy, or anything like that, I just started to have sex. And I want to put a pin right there because that wasn't the last time we had sex.
Wait, hold on.
I know. It's so.
Wait. You went back to your abuser.
Listen, so when he dropped me off in my dorm room that morning, he knew he had did something bad. He asked me, the car ride was silent. When I got out the car, he was like, "Are you okay?" And I just slammed the door. So I said, he's so dope on campus. So I would always see him around campus, and he knew he did something wrong. So he would try to say, like, "You good? Do you need anything?" I'm in college. I'm broke. I'm hungry. I'm eating noodles. You see what I'm saying? So it's crazy because we formed a relationship from that. It's weird, but we formed a relationship from that. And it's like that night.
Stockholm.
That's what it's called. And it wasn't for a year. It wasn't for 2 years. It was at least for 5 years on and off.
Wow.
5 years on and off, like whatever I needed, he would be right there.
That's interesting. I think I should dive into that on another segment on how you could become affectionate to your abuser.
It's crazy.
And I think it's not rare because even though that's how that started off with y'all, there are women who have kids with their abuser, that marry their abuser. He been going upside your head and you still walk down the aisle. He's been abusive sexually and you still had children. But I think I want to dive into that, and that might be a little heavy episode. But there are a lot of women and men who end up developing affection for people who have mishandled them. So y'all end up developing a relationship after you were violated by him.
Yes,
but you said that it made you run to sex, not from sex.
Right.
Okay, so you dealt with him, but you were dealing with other people as well.
Because I would get upset with him, and it's like, okay, nigga, I'm finna cut you off. On to the next.
And how many nexus did we have? Oh, Lord Jesus. I don't know if I'm ready. I told y'all she was my armor bearer. Now, don't give me the X. Now, don't give me the X. Hold on. Who is this? Because I ain't never seen this side.
Listen,
No, I'm just
I
playing.
will
It's a safe
not
space. It's a safe space.
disclose. I would not disclose the number.
But it was a lot. It was a lot of men.
I mean, 1, 2 is too many.
You think so?
When they say 1, 2, too many.
Well, ain't no hope for me then. If 1, 2 too many, baby, I'm done. I'm done, Jesus. Oh, Lord. 2 is too many. I'm going to hell. Oh, God. Oh, I didn't know 2 was too many. Jesus, I'm done for. Okay. All right. Well, we won't say numbers because I'm out the game then. Okay. So, okay, but you said men, because you tried to skate past that, but we go bring that back. You said men wasn't the only experience. So you was with men and cats and dogs and monkeys and gorillas?
Never did animals. So my first encounter, my first relationship was with a woman. I was used to women. I had more girlfriends. I had been in bed with more girls than I did boys before I went out to college.
Pinky want to talk.
Talk, Pinky.
Now, it is not foreign that we hear that there's a lot of lipstick lesbians in college. A lot of women, even men, have same-sex experiences in college. So this is not rare. Is somebody right now bumping coochies with their dorm partner? Is somebody busting it wide, doing the bending with their coach or their team players? It's a lot of same-sex activities going on in college. So for you, was that just, it's a college thing? Or was you...
By the time I went to college, I was done with girls. So my experience started, So let me take you out of here. So I started dating girls in middle school. It was 6th grade.
Abort. I don't want to know. I need to interview strangers.
Free me. Come on. Real, raw, and relevant. Let's get it.
Dating girls in middle school?
Middle school.
I blame Buddha. Pinky agree. We blame Buddha. Middle school?
It was middle school.
So it just followed you to college?
No, by college I was done with girls. So I had, let me not say that. So I had dated girls my 6th grade year through 12th grade year. And at first it's crazy because I didn't know it was wrong. I didn't know it was right. I didn't know nothing honestly about like a girl, boyfriend, girl and girl. Like I don't know what world I was living in growing up, honestly. But I went to school and it was the girls basketball team that started it. They was talking about, oh, it's a game. It's a game that you got a girlfriend. I was like, this girl came up to me and she told me, I said, girl, keep that gay sugar honey iced tea away from me. And she stayed in my apartments, but we would always hang out. And so I guess I'm like, okay, I see them with their little girlfriend. Okay, let me try one. I wrote a note to the biggest stud on the team. And I was like, you want to be my girlfriend? Yes or no?
The biggest?
The biggest. She was tall, big. Yeah. And
you got like, you a big back?
Big back. Teddy bear. She wasn't that big, but...
I don't want nothing big but a bank account. Listen, I done been with a lot of stuff. Ain't none of them was big. I can't do... let me stop, because somebody watching is a little heavy, and I love you. But I can't lay with you. Okay, now next. So it started in middle school and you were done. Did it come back in college?
So the only time it would come back in college, honestly, when I was too wasted and I seen a fine stud in the club. But I never did none with them. I was just flirting. I gave out my number and stuff like that. But I did sleep with a girl. It was after college. I was going through a depression and she was there. And so, hey, she was there. It wasn't nothing new to me. And I told y'all the way I communicated was through sex.
Okay. She was just doing the oochie coochie with both genders. Okay. So when we say turn up, it's not always just sexual. Because we're talking about sex, and you know, you was only with one person in your freshman year, and then sophomore year, you said that's when you really went crazy with men. However, it ain't just about sex that becomes a red flag or a warning or cautionary, what other things did you, whether you experienced it or you saw others do it, what else was considered a turn up in school?
For me and my crowd, it was drinking and smoking heavily, like hotboxing in the car, breaking into the buildings to smoke. It was that. That was our turn up. What made me actually stop smoking is crazy. I got my degree in public health. I'll never forget. It was one blunt in rotation. This girl was open and honest with us. She said she just got done getting her booty ate.
She's passing the blunt.
The man that was the man that was eating her booty was in there with us, and I said, "Wait a minute."
Hey, hey, hold up. You eating butt and smoking the blunt at the same time? Hold on, abort. I would have got sober so fast. I don't need AA. I don't need no. I don't need Narcotics Anonymous. I'm sober. High is ruined. You eating butt and put your lips on my blunt.
Yes, that is. Yes, you never know what people are doing with their
You
mouths.
sure don't.
In college, like I thought of STD, gonorrhea, HIV, AIDS, and all that. So before the blunt got to me, I was like, I'm good, and I never picked up a blunt since then.
Did you had already hit the blunt
No.
after the booty eater?
No, I did not. No. She was licking the blunt. She licked the blunt.
And said, "Oh, in the midst of licking
No,
the blunt."
no. Before that, well, you're right. I think we was all just having a conversation,
And she decided to
and
share.
she was like, "I just got my butt ate."
And the butt
And
eater
the dude
was
was yeah. And they didn't, but they were strippers too. So I guess like yeah.
Okay, so a lot of sex,
Yes.
a lot of weed, a lot of alcohol. What else?
That's it. I never did coke. I didn't snort anything. I didn't shoot up anything. It was just liquor and weed.
Were you a part of a sorority?
Oh yes, it's called a fraternity, so it was a business fraternity. And even when I was in it, I didn't see anything wrong with it until I got ordained as a minister. Until I got ordained as a minister, just to talk to that, we did a ritual. It was something like called a ritual night. Ours wasn't as deep as other sororities, but we did go into a dark room. We had the lights cut off. It was like fake candles lit, and it was a book. I think it was like the 4 founding fathers or AKSI, something like that. And we wrote our name in it. So it's kind of basically like, it's not no kinda. We signed our life over to them. Like our name is in this book. Your name shall only be in a Lamb Book of Life.
Okay, so you did experience some of the. Would that be considered hazing, a ritual night?
Nothing was done to us. Our hazing was more so mentally. Nothing happened physically.
What was mentally?
They would yell at our face and stuff like that, tell us we got some right, but they'll say we got it wrong. So it was more of a mind game.
Okay, so a lot of sex, a lot of drinking, a lot of drugging. You joined a fraternity that caused you guys to do a ritual night. Did you ever experience anything else or seeing anything else on campus that you were like, whoa, this is a lot?
Not on campus. It wasn't until after I graduated, like real life hit, like, oh wow, what's going on?
So what was the turning point? Because now you are saved.
Yes,
You're not doing the butt with Buddha.
Right.
You are walking. You are walking with Jesus. Totally,
Jesus.
not like how you said you were just going to a church for food.
Right.
We passed that. We passed going to church for chicken. Okay. We actually have relationship. You're
Yes, ma'am.
saved. And you're even ordained as a minister now.
Yes.
So what was the turning point? How did we get from smoking weed, drinking, sexing, partying to now I'm sold out for God?
So the final turning point for me was my brother.
Okay.
He ended up having an episode. He battles with paranoid schizophrenia. He ended up having an episode, and his first episode was actually on me. So after that happened,
When you say the episode was on you, what happened? Did he attack you?
yes, he
Okay.
physically attacked me.
Okay.
So I'll get into it. So he had drove all the way from Texas
We don't have
to.
to dive into it if you don't want to, unless you want to. Are you getting free today?
I'm
You want to
getting
get free?
free.
Okay. Well, he
Let's
did
get
what
free.
now? Cause I pull up. What
Let's
did he
get
do?
free. So he drove all the way from Texas to Nashville, Tennessee. His destination was actually to Florida. He was trying to get to my mom. So he we didn't know the severity of whatever he was going through. He was just like, I got to get to Florida. I got to get to Florida. I got to get to Florida. So he ended up stopping at my house. He asked me, could he stay with me? He stayed with me. He only spent one night with me, and I remember the morning like it was yesterday. It was such a heavy spirit in the room. I was just like, God, whatever this is, please don't allow me to sit in it. So I got up, I did my hair, and I was watching Ayana Fix My Life, and it was Lisa Ray and her family. So I called my mom and I had asked her, I was like, I'm watching this show and da 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 this, da da da. Like, are you healed? And I was asking her about her, and I was like, whatever it is, I feel like RJ needs to be with me, and like he just needs that one-on-one time. So I started to plan like a family night with him or whatever. When I got back to the house, because when I called my mom, I had went out because I didn't really want to be around him. So I had got back in the house. When I got in the house, the TV was busted. It was a hole in the wall. It was a Hennessy bottle through against the wall, and he was literally like just pacing back and forth. And I had never seen anything like it. So I'm shocked. Like I'm spooked. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Because before I left the house, it was cool. What shifted? And so he was pacing back and forth. So I'm like, RJ, like what's wrong? And he's just pacing back and forth. I'm like, RJ, it's me. I'm your sister. So I sat down on the bed and I kind of pulled him to sit on my lap. And I'm like, it's me. I'm your sister. Like, you can talk to me. Tell me what's going on. And so, like, he literally just switched, like, flipped. He was like, F you, F mama, F daddy. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And he started blurting out different stuff that happened to him. In his past that nobody knew about. And so while he was doing all that, he hopped up off of me, got on top of me, and started like choking me, just blurting out a whole lot of different other stuff. I had my keys in my hand and I had my phone in my hand as well. And so I'm trying to fight him off of me. And the more I fought him, it was just like the angrier he got. So he picked me up and he was just like slinging me around the room, around the room. And I don't know, like, what made him stop. He was just like, give me your keys, bro. Give me your keys. Give me your MFing keys. And so I ended up throwing my keys to him, and he actually went on like to tag my sister.
So he had a mental episode,
Yes.
and that was your turning point.
That was my first like turning
Awakening,
point.
like.
Like, okay, like I need Jesus. Like I know I can't get through this by myself. That was a thought, but what came back up was sex, liquor, and depression. So during that, I was sexing, I was getting drunk, I was going out more, and I was drinking heavily. The final turning point was he had another episode on my daddy, and he ended up shooting my daddy. And I was like, okay. And he ended up shooting my daddy. We didn't know where he was at. When he shot him, he literally took off on foot, and I just was like, I said a prayer, and I was just like, God, please, like, find him. Let us find him. And the next morning, he was on somebody's doorsteps. And so finally, after that, I was like, okay, I need God. Like, I'm tired of this same old cycle.
Wow. So your turning point, and it's so funny because and I haven't dived too far into it, but we will, mental health in the Black community. My father has some mental health issues. He was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. Your brother has some mental health issues, and their episodes were extremely violent. My episode with my father, extremely violent. Your episode with with your brother, extremely violent. And it's like that played a part in your turnaround. And I'm proud, because sometimes it takes something traumatic for God to get our attention. It
Yeah.
takes something traumatic for Him to sit us down. Like
Yeah.
you said, after He did that to you, something in you said, "I need Jesus." I want to ask you, because when I was stripping and when I was doing what I was doing, I never ever saw myself in ministry. Looking back on your college days, did you ever think that you would be where you are today?
No. No, ma'am. Because even when I was in college, I was attending church, but I knew nothing about a minister. I knew nothing about being called. I knew nothing about anointing. I knew nothing about serving. I knew nothing. Nothing. So, no, I never imagined me to
In
be
college,
serving.
you ever thought you would be saved the way you're saved
No.
now? No, not at all.
Not
Me
for
neither.
real.
Yeah.
Like, I was going to church. I would do stuff like
Hypocristian.
here. Yeah, I would do
Hypocristian.
stuff here and there, but it's like I didn't know anything about the church world, Christianity, no titles, no nothing.
Well, you know about it now, because you be. Don't let this little face fool you, y'all. She be slanging oil. She be doing her thing. She be doing her stuff with the Lord. And
The
so
Lord.
I am very proud that you made the decision, that you decided to say yes to the Lord.
Yes.
Last question. How different is ministry life compared to college life? Because it's a big difference. It's like
huge.
from one extreme to another. Like for me, leaving the porn industry is an extreme thing, and now being in ministry is extreme. Being in college, turning up, living how you want to live, essentially against the biblical principles, to now living by biblical
For God.
principles.
In the college life, we serve the devil. The devil. You're pleasing the devil without even knowing. It's looking like waking up, doing whatever you want to do, not having any conviction. You think that you're living life, but you're not. In ministry, you can wake up and you can feel free. In ministry, you can wake up and know what you're doing is like for a better good. Ministry is good and bad, okay, y'all? I'm not
for
gonna lie.
sure.
It's
For
good
sure.
and bad.
I'm just saying, like, it's different. It's different, right? In a sense of you did what you wanted to do with no conviction.
Yeah,
So now,
you gotta answer the Lord.
uh-huh,
You have to.
just move different.
Yes. It's all about sacrifice. It's all about being obedient. My biggest thing was being committed.
That's good.
Being committed and submitted. Truly being submitted to the Lord.
I love that for you. I love that. I was making jokes because you know I'm gonna be ignorant on this podcast. I'm just gonna tell you now, if y'all want to cry and be deep, this ain't for you. I'm gonna laugh at your pain. Okay, I'm gonna laugh in your face. All right, but I was making faces and stuff when you was talking about being with women and doing drugs and sleeping around and stuff like that, because I'm just silly. That's who I am. But I'm glad that you experienced that. There's a saying that they say all women and men should have a whole phase, right? I don't necessarily agree or disagree. However, I think because of my testimony and where I come from, I definitely want people around who have been experienced give me a wide shot. I want people who have been experienced. I want people who understand what life looks like. I want people to understand what sin looks like, because if you have never been through anything, then how could you really truly understand what healing and deliverance looks like? How could you really know God to be a savior if you ain't never been saved from nothing? How would you ever know him to be a deliverer if you've never been delivered from anything? And so in your case, you never went as bad as I did. She didn't go as extreme as I did, but she still called herself what you said, 304?
304.
You know, I'm a millennial child. I didn't know that, 304. She called herself a 304 because she still identified as that type of woman, although you never done the things that I've done. And I called myself, what you call it, 30?
304.
310. That's LA. Okay, 304, because there's different levels to this. And she wasn't getting paid for, she was free on it. She don't do that. Hey, Piggy say get paid. Piggy say don't do no free on it. Piggy say get paid. Don't do it, y'all. Don't listen to me. But if you're gonna do it, I got it. So she was doing it in college, and then the Lord used that. He used your experiences. He used your trauma. He used some detrimental experiences to get your attention, and then he sent you to me. He sent her to me a couple of years ago. You've been rocking. I was pastoring. We'll get into that because I ain't doing it now. But I was pastoring in a brick and mortar building, and I started in 2021. And she found me online. I was teaching a spiritual warfare class, and then she made her little way to the church, and I seen your growth. Although I did not experience her in college, I didn't experience her busting it wide and spreading it low. When she came to me, she had it. She acted like she had it a little together. And so, but even in that, I've watched your growth. I've watched you grow into the beautiful young lady, the woman of God, the leader, the young minister that you are, and I'm truly, truly proud of you. And I believe that there's a word in your belly that's going to save many, many young people. And before we head out of here, for somebody who is in college, who's like, I ain't too far gone, but I feel myself going that way, what would you leave with them?
I would say, please, first of all, seek professional help. Get to the root of why you do the things you do. We don't drink, we don't smoke, we don't go have sex. We don't do that stuff just because it's something that happened. I want you to get around a group of people that's not going to judge you. I want you to get around a group of people that is going to hold you accountable. And I don't want you to be too hard on yourself, but I want you to know that the decisions that you make while you're in college, they can impact you. What if you do some drugs and you end up getting laced? What if you go drink some liquor and you really become addicted? What if you going to have sex and you get STD? If you get HIV, if you get AIDS? What happens if you get pregnant? That has a huge impact on you.
Absolutely.
So I want y'all to know, just don't be peer pressured. Be your own person. Be your own leader.
Pinky agrees.
And put God first, okay? Get to know him for real, for real.
For real. Yeah. Because you can be in college and still be saved.
You can.
Come on here. You can be in college and still be saved.
Yes.
You don't have to follow everybody else. And I believe that God is raising up some leaders and not just followers. Everybody else is going to freshman week. But I'm going to stay here and read my Bible and close my legs. You can do it. All righty. So thank you for being a guest. And so for all of our guests, we like to show our appreciation on the Free Me Fridays. And so we present these gifts to you. Show up.
Come on.
Pinky, meet Blackie. Cheers. So listen, this concludes our episode from College Freak to Clergy. She went from being a college freak to now she's clergy. And she say for real because I ordained her. Hallelujah. Me and Pinky. Pinky said, don't leave me out of there. Me and Pinky, we ordained her. So she is really Holy Ghost filled and living for the Lord. And I just want to leave you with this. I don't care if you're a freshman, a sophomore, junior, or a senior, graduate student, whatever it is, whether you're in your hometown or you're in a big city somewhere else. Do not feel peer pressured by the enemy. A lot of y'all may not know my testimony, but I was peer pressured by my choir member. She got me to do something that nobody else got me to do. And maybe you're on that college campus and you got people around you and on this big campus that's introducing you to stuff that you're not used to. Do not let the enemy trick you out of your position. Whatever God is calling you to do and calling you to be, and I know you may be young, but he told Jeremiah, before I knew you, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. So you could be young and still be chosen by God. God is looking for leaders, not followers. And don't you let nobody in your college, your university, your community college, online community trick you out of your position and what God has called you to be. All right. So again, thank you for tuning in to Free Me Fridays, a podcast where we get real, raw. For all you brands and companies that want to partner with the Free Me Friday podcast, I want you to go ahead and email us at the email that's on the screen right now. If you got wigs, if you got shoes, if you got bullhorns, and whatever you got going on and you want your company or your brand to be featured on the Free Me Friday podcast, hit us up. Me and Pinky are ready to work with you. Let's talk. Email us now. I can be your brand ambassador. Why not? Me, Jesus, and Pinky. Hit us up right now. Thank you kindly.